Good afternoon, and thank you for watching. This is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, and today we're talking about the new moon in 11 degrees Aquarius. Let me just tell you a little bit about Aquarius. Aquarius is a freedom-loving sign, and freedom-loving, very though social consciousness available to them. They are very aware of what's going on. They are very into universal, unconditional love, just really uplifting society. Um, they are the ones that are going to break free from the conventional, because remember, every conventional thought is actually an old Aquarian revolution and rebellious thought that's just been overplayed, and now needs some upgrading. Okay, so it's very interesting that Aquarius would follow Capricorn, because Capricorn's very traditional, whereas Aquarius would say, okay, that's good, we did that, that's worked now, it's not working anymore, out with the old, in with the new, and let's move forward. And that is what we're talking about with this new moon. Just to give you an idea, this new moon is 11 degrees Aquarius, and the Sabian symbol for that is a man having a tete-a-tete with his inspiration. And yes, if you look that up, it does say tete-a-tete, okay, which meaning he's having a conversation with his own inspiration, with his own intuition, with his own, crown chakra. It just having that up, opening up his third eye, and really being in contact with the universe. And that's very important during this new moon. We're having a second chance because we had a new moon in the beginning of the year. And for those of you who had a slow, slow, what do they call it? Slow movement out of the gates, slow start out of the gates. Well, you're getting a second chance, okay? And to emphasize a little more, a little bit followed after this new moon, we enter the Chinese or the Eastern New Year of the year of the horse. And I do believe it is the wooden horse. Oh my goodness, the green wooden horse. Don't quote me on that. Yes, the green wooden horse, okay? And so very into moving things, being progressive, which really goes with the whole Aquarian age and going into the fifth dimension. So some of you who are stuck need to unstuck yourself, okay? The Aquarius recognizes very much that to continue their loyalty to the world family, to their family and the world and the universe, they have to first develop their selves. So they really go into finding their true authentic self. It's kind of like when you're flying in the airplane and they say, before helping out others, if the mask falls, put it on yourself first and then put it on others, because you cannot help others if you're dying there and strangling, okay? So you have to at all times make sure you are in a good place, grounded place. And Aquarians do that by participating a lot with nature, being outside, being in active physical activities, and really being just one with nature. They're very esoteric. You have a lot of astrologists, okay, who are Aquarius or have Aquarius in them. And I mean that in a G way, PG way, not an R and XX for some of you people. Anyway, for example, my moon is in Aquarius, okay? So just to give you a little sign, just to give you an idea. Very mental, very mental. You can see that right here. It says moon in Aquarius. Actually, what I mean by that is the forehead. Remember, our physical parts tell us different aspects about us, just so you know, and gives us a way of our different astrological signs, okay? So anyway, going back to Aquarius, we are at a time, remember, while Pluto is in Capricorn till 2023, we are just getting everything ripped up apart, and we're going to have more so things going on, okay? Because Mars is going to start being retrograde pretty soon in a couple months, and it's all about, relationships and coexisting. But remember, we are not coexisting and compromising our true authentic self. What we're saying is, please recognize the light in me. Please recognize the soul in me. Please recognize my purpose. With your purpose, I can then go and welcome the light in you. So by doing that, okay, It's not a type of compromise where we were uh, giving up of ourselves from the olden times, okay? People say, well, what is honor and duty? Really, duty is number one. The number one duty you have is to yourself, and the acknowledgement to the higher self, to the universe, to the divine source, our divine creator of all that is. And once we acknowledge that, then we can develop and say, all right, how can I help you? Okay? But if we don't know that and we are hurting ourselves, you're not going to be any good. So those of you who are not expressing your true authentic self, understand it's usually because of fear. Actually, it's 100% out of fear. Either fear of being disapproved of, a fear of being alone. And so a lot of people will accept crappy, conditional love, love that is not true, as opposed to really loving themselves. So a lot of people consider duty and honor as a rejection of themselves, and then that they must live for someone else. You only have to do that if you're a parent and you have a child under 18. A child is not responsible for the parent. I don't care. You can show respect and love. But really, that parent needed to already started doing something. They knew that one day or another they were going to retire and get older and all that. You can show love and be supportive, but you're not responsible. Understand, you choose to be responsible. That's your choice. That is you saying, I want to be in this kind of husband and wife relationship with your parent, as opposed to daughter and or son and parent. And remember, after a certain age, we become friends and not under the control or domination of someone else. Remember Alexander the Great? He went and conquered, and never went back to those cities. Why? He wanted to get away from his mom because his mom was always trying to control him. Okay, if we do that, understand what's going to happen. Okay, we have to break free. And because we have to find our own true authentic self. And a lot of times when we are constantly being dominated, you know, or we're allowing someone to come in and dominate and control us, okay? Because remember, we're not victims. No one is a victim. If you are 18 years and over, you're not a victim. You're choosing your path. Everything that is going on, you are choosing. We are choosing, okay? And so we have to recognize that and be aware of that and be responsible for that and make decisions accordingly, okay? Once our agenda is about our true authentic self, in the process of not hurting anybody, because if we're being our true authentic self and hurting someone, for example, those people who are going to go crazy and kill other people in the process, it's like, no, that is incorrect, that is wrong, that is just not in balance with our divine creator, with the whole energies of the universe. It has to be in a compassionate, unconditional, supportive, and loving way, okay? And now we are being our true authentic self. Very important. Also understand, because of what's going on now, we've had certain aspects here, and I did mention to already the Asian New Year, or the Eastern New Year, I should say, and that's all about speedy progress. Okay, we did talk about that. We're also going to talk about how this is considered a super blue moon. A blue moon, different than a black moon. A blue moon is when we have two new moons a month. Astrologically speaking, it's no big deal. We have 13 new moons at least a year, yet we have 12 months. So, people go, oh my God, it's a new moon. Of course, we have a new moon at least once a year. Okay, no big deal. Just like we have eclipses 4 times a year. No big deal. Okay, just like we have perigee moons, or they call them super moons, which guess what this new moon is? It's a blue super, or the correct terminology, perigee moon. Okay, which means it's closer physically, that we're going to feel it more. And because of this time, you're going to see a little bit more wetness, moisture in the air. Okay, those of you in California, mist, maybe even rains. Those of you on the East Coast, probably a little bit more, rains too, and snow. So, by the way, hats off to those of you who dealt with the the North Pole polar vortex, I think it was called, or I was told earlier in the week. Wow, I heard it was tremendous, but I understand how cities can disappear now in a matter of days from that freezing air. So anyway, let's go back to this astrology and this new moon. Okay, so remember we have a cardinal T-square. Cardinal means we're talking about the cardinal signs. Which are the cardinal signs? We got Capricorn, we got Aries, we got Cancer, and we got Libra. Why are those cardinal? Cardinal means it is going to be the ones to take the initiative, okay? They're going to move things. And so they're not just going to have the ideas, they're going to put it into play. Okay, you get a couple of cardinals sign people together and they're like boom, 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 boom. You get a couple of mutable people together and they're like, okay, well, when you want to, or when you want to, oh no, well, yeah, I'm not sure. And you're just like, okay, so here this is a cardinal T-square going on, yet it's supportive to this new moon because the new moon is Aquarius. It's a fixed sign. Fixed signs make a decision, especially Aquarians. They can make a decision fast and stick to it, and they know it. And what people think it's been a decision fast. Actually, a lot of times the fixed signs have been contemplating it, just haven't shared it, and they've weighed all the pros and cons, and then they'll tell someone and someone's like, this is coming out of the blue, and you're like, well, maybe to you but not to me. Okay, so and they're very into electronics and developing things and technology and on the verge of new sciences. Okay, and again, remember this is the Aquarian age, so you're going to have all that moving about, a lot of energy. All right, so be careful, those of you who are Aquarius or have your Uranus is very dominant in your sign, because Uranus is the modern planet that rules Aquarius. Okay, and for those of you who don't know, the classic planet is Saturn that rules Aquarius, and remember that Saturn is in Scorpio, so that actually supports it. That's why I say it's very supportive. And since Uranus is in Aries and we're having that cardinal T-square, we are moving forward. You're going to see a lot of things come into play this year, okay? Not just this time, but moving forward. And so also too is with this we have Venus that is supporting this, okay? And it's part of this cardinal T-square, and it's opposite of, I mean, it's conjunct Pluto, okay? So those issues, those psychological issues that Pluto is very good for, remember, he's hanging out in Capricorn, okay? So all those psychological issues of what is conventional, what is traditional, what do we need to throw out, is now also being affected by the way we love in a traditional sense. What is love? I mean, is marriage really necessary for everybody? Maybe it's okay for those. We're not all living the Leave It to Beaver syndrome or the Brady Bunch syndrome, and we all know exactly how those syndromes went, right? Some of us are going to be like Three's Company. Am I aging myself? I know, probably, huh? Or you're going to be living, a style on the Love Boat, okay? Or, maybe you're in a multiple community home and, multiple family home. So what family is and what is traditional and conventional is really being uprooted and mixed and adjusted, because it's more or less how can people be supportive and understanding. We are almost going back to just like the Indian tribes, when you have everybody around, okay, and it was so close, and moans and groans because it was part of nature. It's something natural as opposed to putting it down. You're going to criticize someone eating a lot of ice cream only if they're overweight and have diabetes, right, or they're lactose intolerant. We do not degrade or humiliate or make someone feel bad for enjoying their sensuality, their sexuality at all. We support them as long as it's not an addiction, to the sense that they are giving up their responsibilities and, because of that, sensuality or sexuality. Otherwise, it's all good. And like I tell people all the time, if your husband went blind, would you think it's fair that he asked you now to be blind and not see anything ever again? No. So in case you're being one of those stoic people and you don't want to open up for whatever reason, there's life coaching, psychologists, tantra classes, all those. By all means, go for it, do it, because it's not fair to ask your partner, okay, to go on that sexual diet just because you are. And I say this because what does this have to do with Aquarius? Because Aquarius is very universal loving. In fact, a lot of people who are partners with Aquarius get very scared and manipulative with them because they want to rein them in because they're afraid of losing them when they don't understand that Aquarians can almost love everybody and anybody because they can find the beauty and the wondrous and the how would you say, the light in each individual soul, and that light deserves to be loved. And I remember we all have our different love languages, and then we all want to express it differently, and we all want to receive it differently. So that has to take into consideration, most definitely. So going back now, understand with Venus being part of it, that's going to be material and financial issues going on with that cardinal T-square. So you're going to want to start something, move something new, be a shaker, be progressive, and there will be some financial material issues, okay? Dealing with some kind of partnerships, because remember too, Capricorn provides, okay? Is known to be the provider. And with the males, a male Capricorn, also known as the sea goat, okay? They are very much into providing. They might work, 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 work. They're not going to exactly be the most loving person and affectionate, but that's how they show love. Okay, if they do, it's probably because they got Libra or Taurus in them, and that's why. But outside of that, they're very hard workers now. Also understand that the woman is the same thing. In fact, the males usually will go back and remarry, marry younger because they feel younger as they get older, whereas the women become more um, alone, that testosterone being built. Remember, women produce more testosterone in their after their 40s, and men are producing more estrogen. Okay, so men become a little bit more relationship orientated, or other people might call it needy. Whereas women become more a little bit more into their masculine energy, which kind of contradicts. But that's why people do go to different age groups, and it's very natural. And so instead of criticizing, understand what's going on, all right? So continuing on with that, um, we talked about how this is a social awakening, okay? A humanitarian awakening. This is all about reform, okay? And we talked about living for you, be innovative, and let's see here. So now we mentioned all that, so let's talk about the individual signs, okay? So, oh, just in case, I just want to mention a couple things really, really quickly. This is conjunct, we got Mercury is going retrograde and hitting 3 degrees Pisces pretty soon, February 6th, okay? So I just want to mention that, it's a very confused time, and I'm going to bring up more of that later. But just a little, remember that we talked about Mercury retrograde. So let's go on to the individual signs, okay? Now, Aries, this is all about friendships. You're going to start new things with your friendships, okay? Teams, certain goals, and you're going to be developing that. So remember, with all the new things going on in your life, you're also moving towards a new goal in that. And during those new goals, you are having new people come into your life. Taurus, it's about your 10th house of career, of public image, okay, authority figures, also your father or someone as a father figure to you, okay? And so these changes and something new going on. So remember, put it out there, make a new moon list. And we got Gemini, it's in your ninth house of higher learning, of expanding yourself, your horizons. Okay, I know a Gemini this past weekend, he got a load of that. He was just looking at me going, oh, he didn't say it, but I know he was thinking, saying, when is she going to shut up? But it was coincidentally going with this new moon is totally about expansion of mind, of consciousness, of reaching out to the universe, of other cultures, and not just by philosophies, but also by language and being around that. So that's very interesting. And then Cancer, you have your eighth house of other people's finances, of certain supportive financial situations, also about your sexuality, okay? And also with your eighth house is death and rebirth. And a lot of times when we say death and rebirth, I love, love, love using the Madonna syndrome, okay, because she has done it wonderfully so many times without having to actually do an overdose, okay, and still prove to move along. And no, I'm not getting any financially benefit from this, but if you guys know her, be nice to let her, like she needs promoting, huh? She's not going to offer me anything. Okay, let's continue here. So, Leo, it's all about your partnerships. It could be business or your marriage partnerships, okay? You're starting something new. You've buffed up the edges there, and now you're going to be able to move on and go a little bit more smoothly on things. So that's wonderful, too. Some kind of contractual agreement. If you're going to do it before February 6th on that contractual agreement because Mercury goes retrograde. So if there's some kind of understanding, maybe you guys should get it in writing. Okay, because once Mercury goes retrograde, it goes retrograde until the 28th of February. And so during that time, we don't want any signings, okay? So moving right along, Virgo, we got the sixth house of your health, okay, of your daily routine, of your physical items, your co-workers, your pets, okay, your large pets, and also, too, we have, what was it, certain things of health. Be careful of medication if you really don't need medication. Come see me. We're doing some energy healing on you and see what is the real purpose, what is the real cause of your chronic illness, disease, or new pain that you're going through. Okay, so now Libra. Oh, by the way, Virgo, that was celestialsoulwellness.com. Okay, and so Libra, this is your fifth house. This is all about romance, children, having fun, okay, entertainment, going to see plays, going to, concerts and things like that. So have fun, 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 fun. And start it now because, again, February 6th, if it hasn't started, then it's not good to start a new romance, all right? Because this is all about going back to old ones. I do know someone that with Venus in retrograde, an old flame came back into their lives, and that was okay to start something with them, not a new one. Okay, so anyway, let's continue. Scorpio, this is in your fourth house. Now remember, when we're doing this, this is not just your moon sign, your sun sign, and your sun sign. Check off three, okay? So Scorpio, real quickly, it's in your fourth house, so it's about your mom. Again, you're probably very supportive, doing things with her. It's about your home base and your home base right here. Make sure you're aligning all your chakras. If not, come see me. We'll work on that. Okay, you're meditating, opening up everything, and that you're grounded constantly. Okay, and be careful with certain water and air things going on, especially with this cardinal T-square. So if you're dealing with homes, make sure you're not having any leaks anywhere because it's very possible, because remember the fourth house does deal with homes, and it's also ruled by Cancer, and Jupiter is in Cancer. Okay, so you might have some areas of leaks going on there. So just, or leaks of air because of being in an Aquarius. So if your window's not closing right, or you need to, spray or something, check that out, okay, in your pipes. So continuing right along, Sagittarius, this is in your third house of communication, elementary education, or just learning something new. Could be for certification, okay? And you're really out there. You're dealing with your siblings also, very much in contact with your siblings. It's all about that, and your cousins. So, and you guys just love, love, love being in contact and moving around. If you needed a reason, you don't need a reason to travel, move around, and drive, but I'm pretty sure this one gave you. Okay, so here at Capricorn, it's about your second house of personal finances. Why do I say it like that? Because I think every day you're thinking of your personal finances and stressing out. But this means something new is coming along, okay? This is wonderful. And so it's a new opportunity, and especially if you have a planet, a personal planet, or your ascendant or moon is close within 5 degrees of 11 degrees Aquarius, that would be even better. Okay, So, hey Capricorn, I'm available to take out to eat anytime you want. You know, just joking. Anyway, Aquarius, it's in your first house, all about you, your public image, how you're going to maneuver things around. A new philosophy completely. Maybe you're just throwing everything out. Just make sure you're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, okay? So, have that compromise. Maybe you're doing a new look. Remember, do it before Mercury goes retrograde, okay? Which is February 6th, because usually when we do something then it doesn't come out as we want it. So maybe you're doing a new health program, you're going to get yourself involved. Also, that could be who you're hanging out with. So it's very vast, Aquarius, all right? And Pisces is about your 12th house. You're really becoming introspective within you. You are developing certain philosophies and you're growing, you're expanding. And be careful, because if you haven't been taking care of yourself, and I say that because Jupiter is in Cancer, which means you could be gaining weight. You could be overdoing it, with alcohol or your starchy carbs or too much fatty acids in you. Then you're going to have some kind of dis-ease or pain or immobility affecting you. And so you need to take care to cleanse out, detox very much, drink a lot of water. Okay, and once again, this is Nereida Sirena with Celestial Soul Wellness. As usual, I'm pretty sure I forgot a lot, but this is a long one, and I apologize for that. So, again, you can reach me anytime. Write me. It's at Sirena's Celestial Soul Wellness at gmail.com. Or you can look at my website, www.celestialsoul, S-O-U-L, wellness.com. And again, we got all kinds of healing available to you. We have TFT, EFT, we have access consciousness, we have all types of massage, certified massage therapy. We have theta healing. We have master Reiki. And there's several of us, we're all over California. We do long distance. Remember, a lot of our healings is very profound and workable through Skype or even by phone, long distance, okay? We do tarot card reading. We do reading in general, for those of you who need the pendulum. We work with Himalayan alkalizing salt rocks. We are alkalized nutritionists too. So we have provide a lot. And for those of you who want some fun, I do some permanent makeup also. Yes, I'm certified, okay? So give us a call, contact us, and hoping that you have a wonderful life, that you're living in the moment at all times. And remember, above all, love yourself, show yourself, and just the more you are happy to be you, the more people want to be with you. Chaucito. Bye-bye.